In a world defined by challenges from healthcare crisis to climate change, science leads the way. But behind every breakthrough, there's someone who made it possible. At the intersection of innovation, humanity, and purpose stands Thermo Fisher Scientific, powering the discoveries that are helping change our world.
Thermo Fisher's mission statement is to enable our customers to make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer.
Since its founding, the company has grown to more than 120,000 employees in over 40 countries, accelerating life sciences research, solving complex analytical challenges, improving patient diagnostics and therapies, and increasing productivity in their customers' laboratories. Perhaps nowhere is this clearer than in its transplant diagnostics business, which has been trusted for over 40 years, providing innovative solutions to help improve outcomes for patients throughout the transplant journey.
As part of Thermo Fisher Scientific, the Transplant Diagnostics division is really focused on providing integrated diagnostics, data analytics, and services that enable clinicians to make better decisions for their patients throughout the entire transplant journey. Our business was founded over 40 years ago by Dr. Paul Terasaki, who was a pioneer in the area of organ transplantation and tissue typing. Up until about the 1960s, organ transplantation was done with related donors, often siblings, and even that carried a high risk of rejection. Dr. Terasaki's work on the human leukocyte antigen system, or HLA as we know it, which is part of the immune system, paved the way for modern organ and stem cell transplants as we know them today.
Thermo Fisher is dedicated to transforming healthcare through critical innovations aimed at improving patient outcomes. This is especially evident in the world of kidney transplantation.
Over the years, we've built on Dr. Terasaki's legacy to offer more precise matching between donors and recipients and to monitor the health of patients after their transplant. We offer a comprehensive suite of services that include tissue typing and antibody assays that allow clinicians to make a more precise match between a recipient and a donor. And this is critical to reduce the risk of a negative outcome. More recently, we've offered tools that assess a person's immunological risk for rejection prior to the transplant.
With innovative diagnostic tools, Thermo Fisher is not just providing answers. They're helping clinicians make critical decisions that can directly impact patient outcomes. From early risk assessments to supporting graft longevity, these innovations are helping transform the future of kidney transplant care.
The principal concern after kidney transplant is that the recipient will reject the transplanted organ. This pre-transplant risk assessment assay is designed to assess the individual's immune responsiveness. This test is a combination of genetic testing and computer analysis and will allow the physician to individually assess the patient's risk of an early acute rejection event. Today, most kidney transplant patients receive very similar immune suppressant regimens. The drugs that we use today are extremely effective, providing a low risk of rejection. Having said that, the drugs are toxic to both the patient and the kidney transplant. In addition, they increase the risk of infection and even cancer. The importance of this new test is it will allow the physician to individually design a drug regimen specific for each patient. Transplantation is a lifelong journey. It is the responsibility of the treating physician to provide the best health for both the kidney and the patient. Unfortunately, many of the tests that we use today are expensive and potentially invasive, such as kidney biopsies. This can make the patient's life difficult. Fortunately, Thermo Fisher have developed a relatively inexpensive urine test which is easy to use and can make the life of the patient much easier.
Thermo Fisher Scientific transplantation diagnostic solutions enable these surgeons and clinicians to make very good pre- and post-transplant decisions to really enable the best outcome possible for the transplant patients.
Thermo Fisher have developed two tests which are essential in surveying the function of the kidney transplant. The first test is a blood-based test which measures whether or not the recipient of the kidney transplant is developing antibodies against the transplant itself, which would be an early sign of rejection. The second test, called CXCL10, is a urine-based test that measures kidney inflammation. Specifically, it determines infection or rejection within the kidney transplant itself. These solutions are essential in monitoring the health of both the patient and the kidney transplant.
Beyond their innovations in kidney transplant care, Thermo Fisher is also committed to ensuring that these advancements are accessible to clinicians across the globe. Whether it's in a major hospital or a remote community, Thermo Fisher's tools are helping clinicians improve patient outcomes everywhere.
We're always listening to customers and their patients to understand how we can meet their evolving needs. And based on that feedback, we continuously innovate, ultimately to improve the health outcomes across their patient journey. Everything we do here has one goal: to improve the lives of transplant patients. Behind every sample is a patient, a family, a story, and that's exactly what motivates our work every day. It means so much to me because every discovery that occurs here at the laboratory gets us closer to improving patient lives. We're proud of how far transplant diagnostics has come, and we're excited to see where it's going.
Thermo Fisher Scientific transplantation diagnostic solutions help guide clinicians, surgeons, and nephrologists to make the best decisions possible for their transplant patients.
In our transplant diagnostics business here at Thermo Fisher Scientific, we are innovating to find less invasive ways to monitor patients post-transplant that can be less costly and improve access to care. Our transplant diagnostic solutions can really be life-saving tools. You'll see someone awaiting a heart transplant, they may be in a hospital bed, they can barely move, and once our tests help match them with a donor, their life changes. They begin to feel better, they're able to get back to a full life. I've seen them playing sports, I've seen them having wonderful time with their family, and that's incredibly rewarding to be part of a company that enables that.
We're excited and focused about expanding our transplant solutions because it enables our transplant patients to live their best lives ever. We're excited about partnering with biopharma companies in order to provide our solutions to help identify patients that can benefit from cancer therapies and immunotherapies.
At Thermo Fisher Scientific, our transplant diagnostics business is entering a very exciting time. We're starting to innovate with less invasive monitoring tests that help monitor transplant health after their transplant. It improves access to care, it gives patients better quality of life, and it's a very exciting time.
Whether it's using AI to accelerate research or building digital platforms to scale manufacturing, Thermo Fisher's future is one where innovation, integrity, and impact go hand in hand.
At Thermo Fisher Scientific, we are committed to helping the transplant community. We do that through partnerships and sponsorships, such as with the Transplant Games of America. We call that the Olympics of transplants. It brings together transplant recipients, donor families, and living donors to compete in things like track and field and swimming, also to create community and get to know each other. And it was incredible to see lung transplant recipients winning gold medals, heart transplant recipients playing basketball. It's just incredible to see the full lives that they're living and really highlights the impact of the work that we do.
Science doesn't rest, and neither does Thermo Fisher Scientific, because every question answered, every life saved, and every discovery made begins with someone who dares to ask, what if? To learn how Thermo Fisher Scientific is harnessing the power of innovation to enable customers to make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer, visit thermofisher.com/transplant-solutions.